these people are such liars and scammers and frauds that you can't believe any of it.
But flat earthers are none of those things, obviously, and we should just blindly believe everything they say. I've been getting a lot of comments lately from people asking me what is the process I use to qualify whether or not a video needs to be responded to, so I thought I would just show you.
The so-called final experiment that's taken place in December is going to be faked.
It's pretty self-explanatory, really. I pressed play on his video and that was the first sentence out of his mouth, so I'm making a video about it. Please subscribe.
The so-called final experiment that's taken place in December is going to be faked.
Okay, and how exactly is a pastor from Colorado gonna make that happen? How is he gonna fake it? By what means? Because you can't just say he's gonna fake it and then not provide any evidence as to how he's gonna fake it. It'd be a lot easier to just use the real son because it's gonna be there anyway.
They wouldn't go through with it with this amount of characters invested. About to sneeze here. Oof. Okay, it went away. Oh, it's no way it's coming back.
I wish flat earthers would learn how to edit. Sorry if you were wearing headphones, that was probably deafening.
There wouldn't be this many people invested into it if they weren't planning to go through with it. It's not getting too much attention right now, but once it's completed and they deepfake a 24-hour sun, then it might get like morning news, media attention, or another Netflix special.
I mean, there's always the possibility that mainstream media will mention the final experiment because in spite of what you just said, TFE has gained a huge amount of traction over the last couple of months. And okay, we've made a little bit of progress. You think they're gonna deep fake it? So I ask again, how? By what mechanism? Because some of the guys will be actually stood there in the flesh. How are they going to deep fake a sun when you're stood there looking at that sun?
And it's ultimately going to slow down the truth. There'll be people calling it fake, but no one's going to see their comments. It'll be, we get our comments erased and buried, and y'all know.
So your evidence that the 24-hour sun in Antarctica is going to be deep fake by Will Duffy and the final experiment is the fact that when you comment on YouTube videos, your comments disappear.
So they're going to fake it, and who's to say they're even going to Antarctica? They might be going to like the north, the center, to track a sun and claim that they're in Antarctica.
Don't worry, that's been thought of as well. They'll be using GPS equipment to pinpoint their location so that they can show any doubters like you exactly where they are. Or do you also already know that they're gonna fake the GPS location as well? I mean, you're not gonna prove that they're gonna fake it, but you must already know that. You're a flat earther.
These people are such liars and scammers and frauds that you can't believe any of it.
But flat earthers are none of those things, obviously, and we should just blindly believe everything they say.
With today's technology, how they can make AI-generated videos that look pretty close to being real, it's not reaching to say that they're just going to fake an orb.
Yeah, AI image generation is already at a point where it is scarily good. But how are they going to use AI image or video generation to fake something happening in real time? Have you forgotten that there'll be actual human beings stood there witnessing the 24-hour sun?
That's not impossible to do. That's something that they could totally do, and they're going to do.
I think you already know what's coming next, don't you? Do you want to say it with me? 1, 2, 3. How are they gonna do it? You can't keep saying that they're gonna do it and not explain to us how.
Do I believe there's a 24-hour sun in the South? No, I don't. And I can't wrap my mind around it. And even if there was, that doesn't prove, that just is another anomaly.
And that statement right there perfectly sums up every flat earther on the planet. You don't believe there's a 24-hour sun in Antarctica, but even if there is, you still wouldn't believe it. So
I really don't think there is, but I do think they're going to fake it for sure. They faked 24-hour suns before, so they're gonna just do it again.
They've done it before? Well, I must have missed that trick then, and I can only assume that you were referencing the hundreds, no, probably thousands of videos on YouTube of the 24-hour sun in Antarctica. And there's one in particular that flat earthers like to use, and I've shown it in my videos before, but they are using an edited version from YouTube. I've got the original, unedited version, and trust me, the sun circles overhead for 24 hours a day.
So, yeah, they're all sellouts, they're all frauds, they're all scumbags. Every single one of them that's going on that part of that is a scumbag, lying piece of garbage.
And does that include the two flat earthers who were going, Jeranism and Austin Whitsitt? Because I called this very early on in the final experiment. I said that whichever flat earthers decide that they would participate will be ostracized from the flat earth community. And it's already happening. We're already seeing that the flat earth community is tearing itself limb from the inside out.
So they can't be trusted as far as you can throw them.
And why is that? Because everybody seemed to trust Jaron and Austin before the final experiment was announced. I can only assume that it's because they have both said that if there's a 24-hour sun in Antarctica when TFE is there, that it's a huge problem for flat Earth. Because, actually, I'll just show you. Flat Earthers have said this.
The 24-hour sun in Antarctica doesn't work on a flat Earth.
In the one model, the heliocentric model, it would necessitate having a 24-hour sun in the south.
And I'd love to just grab them by the neck and just throw them down a flight of stairs, honestly.
Whoa, alright, easy, Tiger. Threats of violence in a YouTube video. Your video's gonna get taken... Oh, actually, it's had 0 views, so it probably won't be taken down. But it's not smart to make threats of violence on a public forum.
You know, forgive me, Lord, but...
Oh, well, that's alright then. It's fine to make threats of violence as long as you follow that threat with "Forgive me, Lord."
So a real final experiment would be, you know, something so simple like, you know, since there's 8 inches in the first mile of curvature, you just get a mile of 550 cord or some lightweight rope, tie it to one end of a shoreline at a lake that's mile and a half long, whatever. Take a boat, carry it to the next shoreline, tie it, crankshaft it, get it tight, 4 inches off the ground on each side. If there's a gap of water between the rope and the water, you could have an observer on, you know, the other end, zoom in with his tripod camera or whatever, pan from left to right, and if there's a gap of water between the rope and the lake, then a gap of separation, I guess, then that would debunk the curvature ratio.
Okay, well, go out and do it then. Prove me and everyone else who thinks flat earthers are really stupid or liars wrong. It's simple. The reason Will chose the experiment he's chosen for the final experiment is because every single experiment that has ever been done, flat earthers just go, "Oh no, that's fake." And the only reason for calling it fake is because the experiments always end up proving exactly the same thing, that the Earth is an oblate spheroid. I mean, as far as I can tell, the only reason a flat earther wouldn't want to do an experiment is because they also know what the results are going to demonstrate, and it wouldn't be that the Earth is flat.
The rope would have to be submerged in the water, and if it's pulled tight, then there's no denying it. If it's 4 inches on either side, then yeah, there you go. That disproves the curvature.
Well, go on then, do it, and then I'll make a reaction to that video as well. Because it'll be funny to see you try to explain how it has shown curvature. Because it will. Remember the experiment Mark Sargent was involved in? You know, the flag with the 3 or 4 lines on it and they sent it out across a lake? Well, that showed that the Earth wasn't flat as well.
Because of the curvature of the Earth.
You wouldn't even have to take a ruler or a tape measure and measure each little portion of it to see if it's 4 inches above the water. It would have to actually be submerged in the water at some point.
Alright, and so when your experiment, a flat earthers experiment, there's no need for any control. You're just gonna eyeball it to establish whether or not the water is curving.
Yes, science!
So there you go. That's, that wouldn't prove anything to the trolls because they always deny reality anyway. That's what they're paid to do. And some people are just so delusional that there's no proof you could show them. You could elevate them 100 miles up in the sky and they could see a completely flat horizon and look down and see the earth being flat. They'll still believe it's a globe.
I've always found that funny. Now, I know that in his mind, he's describing globe earthers, people like me who debunk the flat earth. But if you listen closely to what he's saying, he's more or less perfectly describing how a flat earther thinks.
The programming is too deep. Their hearts would fail them if they were ever to come to the conclusion. And I've seen it. I've seen it in people in reality.
Mate, you're a flat earther. You don't have a grip on reality, let alone any concept of what reality is.
There's nothing you could show them. They won't see it. They refuse.
See what I mean? He thinks he's describing people like me, but what he's actually describing is every flat earther ever. Flat earthers have no concept of honesty or the truth. They just lie and then lie some more and then lie a little bit more just for good measure. And that's all this guy's video has been. One lie after the other.
So at the end of the day, the ball earth wins. The globe. The globe wins.
Yay! The globe wins! Oh, right. Well, I wasn't expecting you to say that, if I'm being honest. But yeah, obviously the globe is going to win. Because if you look at the two models, the globe earth model and the flat earth model, only one of them is based in reality that can be demonstrated and proven. Can you guess which one it is?
And there is a lot of, truths getting out there now. But, they're being delivered to us by the liars, so
what?
It's hard to decipher what's real and what's not real anymore.
Well, if that's how you feel, maybe you should stop listening to the nonsense other flat earthers talk about on YouTube.
10 years ago it wasn't like this. If you guys could remember 10 years ago.
I can remember 10 minutes ago, but go on.
Not everything was fake. Now it's like everything is fake.
Sorry, I hate to be the one to have to correct you, but you just said everything was fake, so wouldn't that also include the flat earth?
And it's all been done by design. Anywho, have a nice day and God bless.
Oh, I will have a nice day, but thank you for your concern. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Love you. Bye.
I don't think so. No, 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 no. I don't think so. No, 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 no. It's never, ever, 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 ever